Good morning and welcome to the Petitti Pro Garden Show. Thank you all for getting up early and listening. Get your cup of coffee and sit back. We have a lot to talk about today. We have a lot of issues in the garden with the humidity and this extreme heat that we have. But more enjoyable, we have Kevin from Habitat for Humanity Restores with us today, and we're going to be talking about several of the things that Habitat has going on. So thanks so much for being here with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me again.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So all of you, go grab your coffee. We're going to tell you how you can ask questions. If you have them, then you would like them to be answered on the radio. You can give us a call at 330-455-5997. You can email me your questions at Cindy Petitti, that's CindyPettitti @gmail.com. Or better yet, stop into the store, bring a twig, bring a branch, bring a leaf, whatever is going on in your garden, bring it in a little Ziploc baggie, and we will try to get that answered and get a remedy for it. And you can do that at 5828 Columbus Road, right there on the corner of Columbus and Broadway. So several of you are having tomato issues, and this extreme heat is making some of your tomatoes look like they have blossom end rot, and it's really just because of the heat. So several of you have come in, said, I'm doing everything you told me so I don't get blossom end rot, and I still have a tomato that looks like this. The thing is that you'll notice that spot on the bottom of your tomato is not black. It is more of a grayish, brown, tanny color. And if you have that on the bottom of your tomato, or even we've seen it on peppers, it looks like a form of blossom end rot, but actually it's from the excessive heat that we're having. So there are a couple things that you can do. Of course, you could put up a shade umbrella over your tomato plants, but that's really not applicable for most of you folks. So trying to make sure that you water in the morning so that the root system isn't burning hot before you water it with that ice cold water and shock the plant. Watering it in the morning is going to be better, or in the evening, but always remember it's better to water in the morning so the plant doesn't stress all day long from the heat. So it's going to do much better. Also, you are watering a lot more, so the fertilizer that you've been putting down so you don't get blossom end rot is leaching away. Remember, additional fertilization is going to help that, but if you do have some blossom end rot, there are those great products that you can use, like Rot Knot and also the Tomato Blossom Set. And that's adding that additional calcium to the plant right away. So those are a couple things that you can do to help those tomato issues that you're having. Also, some of you are having issues with fungus or with some type of a disease going on, you think. Most of you have a little bit of powdery mildew. So remember, the copper fungicide or the sulfur fungicide is going to take care of that for you. And using that on a regular basis, I usually say use it about every 10 days unless we have a really hard rain. Right now, you're going to do it every 10 days because we're not having too many hard rains. Even though we still need some rain, we had a little bit, but we still do need some rain. So if we do have a hard rain, you want to make sure that you put your fungicide on again after we do have a hard rain. And that's going to help control that powdery mildew that most of you are seeing and some of the blight that is starting to show up right now. The next question that we had was about mosquitoes. And mosquitoes haven't been a big issue for us this year because it's been so dry. But on Wednesday night, someone apparently had some big issues with mosquitoes. They called in on Thursday morning and said, I don't know what it was, but the mosquitoes were so bad last night. And we're wondering why, because it has been so dry. When you're dealing with mosquitoes when you don't think you should, a lot of times think about the humidity. Humidity is moisture in the air, and even though we're dry, that humidity sometimes will, especially in the evening, make the mosquitoes come out, or if there is any standing water in your area. So if you have a bird bath that you keep full all the time for the birds, a pond that might not be moving quite as much as it should, remember, those are areas for mosquito larvae. So there are products that you can put in. There's dunkets that you can put in your standing water if you have that for bird baths or, ponds that aren't moving fast enough. And the dunkets are safe for the birds, safe for any wildlife. So you can use those. But if you are having a party and you're going to be on the deck or the patio, you can use some of the mosquito repellents that are great out there. Bonite has some really good mosquito beater in a granular form or in a spray. Also, St. Gabriel's has some really good ones as well. So those are some of the issues if you are having mosquito problems. I think some of these extreme humidity, humid nights that we're having is probably why some of you are experiencing some of the mosquitoes. It hasn't been a huge issue this year, but we are having some. And thank goodness, most of you are telling me that the Japanese beetles are through your garden and done, and things are starting to come back. So that's always a blessing too. But if you are seeing some of those late Japanese beetles, there are some still great controls that you can use to control them. But remember, when the Japanese beetles are done, that's when you're going to start wanting to look for grubs. So you want to make sure that you're checking for the grubs. If you didn't put milky spore down this spring, you're going to want to really keep an eye on those grubs. The Japanese beetles were pretty bad this year. So remember, all of those Japanese beetles that are females are going to be laying eggs, and that means a lot of grubs. So you're going to want to make sure that you, watch over that and you do your preventative measures if you can, so that you don't lose your lawn or, worse yet, lose the vegetable garden, because they will go crazy on some of the root systems. So we are going to talk to Kevin about some things that are going on at the Habitat Restore and through Habitat altogether before we answer some of the last questions that we have and let you know where we're going to be in the near future. So welcome again, Kevin.
Thanks very much. And good advice on all this garden stuff. There's so much to think about. It's mind-boggling.
It is. It's overwhelming sometimes. And sometimes, folks start off gardening thinking, this is going to be so great and so wonderful. And they plant this huge, enormous garden their first year because planting it is not what's hard.
Right.
It's the maintenance.
Right.
And then, at this time of the year, they're calling in and like, oh, my zucchinis aren't doing well, or my tomatoes aren't doing well. And what do I do? And the weeds are overtaking. And so this
is good advice.
So thank you.
Yeah.
So what is going on at Habitat? Tell everybody where the stores are if they don't know.
You got it.
Let's find out what's going on.
Yeah. So Habitat for Humanity Restore, if anyone's out there doesn't know what it is, it's basically a thrift store where people from the public can donate and shop for new and gently used home goods and building supplies. Things like furniture, appliances, home decor, building supplies, lawn and garden furniture, patio furniture, lighting, doors. I mean, I could go on and on and on. We have two locations here in Canton. One is on Cleveland Avenue Northwest, and one is on Raff Road Southwest. So we're talking about new things that are going on at Restore. Down at our Raff Road location today, we're having a yard sale. We're actually doing this big yard sale effort with the Raff Road Neighborhood Association. So anybody who's available, we're going to be having a yard sale between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., as well as like 30 other houses in the neighborhood are going to be having yard sales. So it's a big day to get down to Raff Road to come and see what you can find, both at Restore and around the neighborhood. And it's a good way to get to know the folks who are down by our Raff Road Restore.
Oh, yeah, that'll be great. So you're going to have stuff like outside.
You got it.
It's not just going inside the store. You're going to have stuff outside like every other yard sale. It's going to be right out in the yard.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Ready to go.
So they can park in the parking lot, shop outside, and then go inside and shop too.
Yep. Ready to go.
Wonderful. That'll be so much fun.
Yeah, it'll be real fun.
And does the whole neighborhood's garage sales or yard sales only go from 10 to 4?
They're different. I think they go from 9 to 5, actually. The neighborhoods do. But our regular hours on Saturdays are 10 to 4. We'll be there from 10 to 4 and ready to sell some yard sale items. And then you can go inside if you want to see some of the bigger stuff that we can't get outside. But
like outside,
we're ready.
Right.
That's
wonderful.
Right.
That'll be so much fun.
It'll be fun.
So today, at 10 o'clock, head down there. If you're down at the farmer's market, you can finish up at the farmer's market and head right on down to Raff Road. It'll be perfect.
It will be a great day.
All right. So tell us, a little bit about maybe like how Restore started.
Sure.
And where it's going, because it has progressed quite a bit from that first Restore opening.
So our first Restore opened in Canton in 2005. And from that time until now, we opened our second location, I think it's like 2 years ago now. In that amount of time, if you lump all the proceeds from the sale of these donated items at Restore, It's helped to build 13 homes with Habitat for Humanity, roughly 13 homes. So all these proceeds, these donated items come in, they go out, they're sold to the public, and all that money just funnels straight back into the home building ministry of Habitat for Humanity, helping local families who live and work right here in East Central Ohio discover strength, stability, and self-reliance as they build their own decent, affordable homes.
So if we're interested in donating,
Yeah.
how do we do that? And if it's a big item, and and I don't have a truck,
Right.
how do we
Couple of easy
get that
ways.
to you?
Yeah, if it's smaller items, if you can fit it in your car, your vehicle, bring it to either of our Restore locations, again on Cleveland Avenue and on Raft Road Southwest. You can bring them to both locations. We can accept them there. You'll get a tax receipt for your donation. If it's a larger donation and you're struggling to figure out how to get it to Restore, we have actually a free donation pickup service. So we actually have a hotline that's set aside just for scheduling donation pickups, free ones. So that number is 330-915-5920. So people can call that number. They'll talk to our team. We'll get it scheduled, and then our really friendly truck drivers will come out. They'll get the item from your house. They'll give you a tax receipt, and you have helped build homes.
Oh, that's going to be wonderful. So all of you that are buying new furniture for the fall,
Yeah.
you can call Restore and have them come and pick up that other. So if you get items that are donated that doesn't work,
Right.
do you have like a group of guys that work on things and
Yeah,
tune them up? And
yeah,
fix them up?
we do. We upcycle quite a bit. So if there's a piece of furniture, for example, that is really unique and kind of antique, whatever, but it just needs a little bit of love, we have a group of people who can upcycle those items, make them nice again, make them brand new, give them a ton more life, and then we'll be able to sell those items on the floor to help build homes. Likewise, if someone, we accept donations of cars, even working and non-working. So if someone brings us a non-working car, for example,
Right.
we can sell that scrap metal
Scrap it.
and absolutely use that money to help build homes. So you're kind of picking up on a theme here, but it all funnels back right into building.
Right. So if I have a washing machine that does not work,
Right.
we could still donate it to you because you could go scrap it.
We could scrap it. You can talk about all those items with our donation hotline number,
my
and they'll be
gosh.
able to guide you through all of that stuff. Our website is a good resource as well for what we can accept and what we can't accept.
Okay.
The list of what we can accept is very small, but it does exist. Things
Sure.
like electronics, items
Right.
for babies, things
Oh,
like that.
exactly, right.
So, but our website address is restoreeco.org. ECO stands for East Central Ohio. So
Okay.
restoreeco.org. And our Facebook page is a great resource as well.
Yes.
We post daily pictures of what we've got in the store because we have a saying at Restore, if you miss a day, you miss a deal. Our
Right.
inventory comes in and goes out so fast, and that's a real blessing because it's just helping build homes, but it does go fast, so you got to watch. So our
Right.
Facebook page has daily inventory updates at facebook.com/restoreeco.
Okay, so I have a question, and this is totally personal.
Okay.
So I was wondering, does Restore ever see in the future like extending like maybe one evening a week into an evening hour? Because I am like booked every night till at least 6 o'clock
Right.
when my store closes.
Right.
So it's so many times it's hard for me. I'll be like, oh, I should go check. Like right now, my pressure cooker died. And I am like, oh my gosh, I love my pressure cooker. I want to go to Restore and see.
Yeah.
And unless like I sneak away, like when I,
Yeah.
am out like doing an estimate or something like that, and I jump in for a minute.
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
It's a really good question. So our hours on Tuesday through Friday are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday's a bit earlier, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Right.
However, our group of team members can certainly take a look at the inventory we've got, set aside something for you, and make sure that you get that.
Really?
So just call our normal number, 330-915-5888, and we can take a look through both stores while you're on hold. We'll get you information about what we've got, and then you can see if a special trip is worth it for you.
Oh yeah.
And
If I
Facebook
can-
too, again, like
right,
I mentioned,
and if
is
I
good.
can sneak away from
Yeah,
the store to go get
exactly.
it right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to answer a few more of your questions. And then we're going to talk with Kevin again. The next question is about hibiscus rose of Sharon. And so there is a little bit of confusion here. Some people call them a hibiscus, a shrub hibiscus, and other people will call them a rose of Sharon. And the question was, what really are they? Well, actually, they're both. Botanically, they're called a hibiscus, but their common name is rose of Sharon. And so if you have one of these, a lot of people, they shoot up very easily, and you can actually pull them out of the ground and dig them up and plant them and give them away. So they are a great gift. But it is the same plant. So if you were confused about that, which several people seem to be this year, and they are blooming right now. They've just started blooming in about the last week. The Rosa Sharon are beautiful. There's doubles. They come in multitude of colors of pinks and burgundies and whites and purples. Some have a colored throat. Some of them do not. So there's a lot of different varieties of the Rosa Sharon, but they are a great plant that blooms late into the season. So if you have rhododendrons and azaleas in one area of your yard that blooms in the spring, a Rosa Sharon would be a nice asset to your landscape that's going to give you some color and some brightness in the late part of the summer. So Rosa Sharon are a great one. And a lot of times you can, like I said, dig one up from your friends, soak the area down. If you're digging one up, in the wrong time of the year, when I tell you it's not a great time for transplanting, make sure you soak that area well before you dig it up. And then usually you can expect to have flowers in about 4 years. So some people think, oh, I'm going to save a lot of money. I'm going to dig one up from my neighbor and not have to buy one. But remember, when you do that, it's fine and you can do it, but remember, you're not going to have flowers for a few years on that plant, so you need to make sure that you're not expecting something that you're not going to have. The next question that we have was sort of comical for us, and actually the Canton Repository helped us answer this question this week. Someone had called in earlier this week and said, I am bombarded with zucchini. What do I do with all of these zucchini? Now, I said, I'm not a restaurant. I don't really, I can't tell you every recipe in the world to use, but zucchini are very, very nutritious. So if you didn't get the repository because they had great zucchini facts, we're going to give you some of those facts today. So if you don't have the paper, actually, you can go online to see this. But zucchini is a plant that produces this great fruit, and it is so good in so many ways. So it has more potassium than a banana. It has less calories than a baked potato. If you eat an average full zucchini, an average size full zucchini is only 25 calories, and a baked potato has 130. And with that potassium level being high, that's going to make it that much greater for you. So there are a lot of great other nutritional facts, like very high in vitamin A and vitamin C, magnesium. So these are things that you want to make sure, sometimes you're like, some people don't like bananas, so they're not getting the potassium level that they need. Zucchinis can be cooked in so many different ways. You can do zucchini boats, and by just slicing them long ways, taking out the seeds, filling them with your favorite filler, sausage or cheese or both. They're wonderful, and then you just bake them. I serve them with sauce all the time. I also have a spiralizer by Pampered Chef that I make zucchini noodles out of, and then I just make little nests of them, put them on a cookie sheet, I freeze them, then I throw them in a Ziploc baggie, and I have them all winter long. I also grade some up so I can make zucchini bread all winter, or I will fry them like you would potato pancakes or a latke, and I make little zucchini cakes fried like that. I also make zucchini pancakes. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with your zucchini, but if you're in doubt, grate it up and put it in the freezer, and then you can do so many of those baking items in the wintertime. There's even a zucchini chocolate cake that you can make, and so you're getting some nutritional value as well as a treat. So there are a lot of different things that you can do with your zucchinis. So make sure that you don't give up too quickly on all of those zucchinis or let them go to waste. Make sure if you have too many, there's always food banks that would love to have your extra zucchini to give away to folks that doesn't have a garden and that would really love to have some of those zucchinis too. So keep all of those things in mind. Remember, zucchini is a great vegetable. You want to make sure that you don't let them go to waste. So Next Saturday morning, I will be at the farmers market as soon as we finish up here at the radio. So if you have gardening questions, you can come down to the Canton Farmers Market, and I will be down there to answer all of your questions for you. So, Kevin.
Now I'm hungry for zucchini.
Zucchini bread. I know, exactly. It would have made a great breakfast.
It would have made a great breakfast.
I know. It does make a great breakfast. So we have, a few minutes left here.
Sure.
We'd really like to know other things that we can do to get involved with zucchini. With Habitat. So if we want to do some volunteering, or if we have a group that would like to do some volunteering at the store, or building houses, how can we get involved?
There
with
are
that?
tons of ways to volunteer at Habitat for Humanity. We have over 5,000 volunteers come through our doors every single year. And so that includes Restore, it includes building on a work site, it includes anything you can imagine. We like to line people up with their passions and with their skill sets, but there's something for everybody to do, all ages. So if you're interested in volunteering, you're listening to this, you can give us a call at 330-915-5888. We've got a community outreach team who will work with you to pair you up with some volunteer opportunities, whether you're calling on behalf of yourself as an individual or your church, your business, your organization. We can work with all of that, and we would love to do so.
Oh, yeah, I bet so. I mean, I remember, I think I had said in the past, my daughter and her Constitution Court all volunteering at the Restore in Cleveland Avenue, because that was the only one that was here at the time. Yeah. And what an experience for them. You think that you're going to be helping out, but really you're the one that gets the blessing.
It's a tremendous rewarding experience. Absolutely.
It really is. Absolutely. And so many people that work on the homes are the same way.
Yeah.
They have that thought process, I'm going to be helping somebody else out. And at the end of the day, they're like, I just received the greatest blessing here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, working with partner families as they build their own homes is a life-changing experience for everyone involved. I mean, the family's life is changing in that moment as they're developing their skills to be successful homeowners. Every volunteer is seeing how hard the families work to earn the purchase and the building of their home through sweat equity.
Right.
These families don't get homes given to them. They're purchased with a zero-interest mortgage, and it's a very exciting and life-changing experience for everybody around the board. And at Restore as well, everyone from those who have experience stocking shelves and moving merchandise to someone who can help us deconstruct items that come in or recycle metals, they're helping to build homes too. And I hope that everyone who comes to volunteer at Restore can see that. Right. One other quick way to get involved, we've got a DIY class coming up. And we actually had one before. It was a wild success. And all the folks who attended walked away with some really awesome stylish pallet shelves. And so it was such high demand that we decided to do the same class again.
Okay.
So coming up soon, and you can get all the details on our website, but if you went to diy.restoreeco.org, you can find all the details, the where, the when, the cost, what you're going to be building, pictures from last time.
Right.
It's going to be
awesome. I saw
awesome.
those on Facebook.
Yep.
It was great. It looked like everyone had a blast.
So good.
Okay, but clarify this. Some people aren't sure if they can take this DIY class when they have really no other attachment to Habitat.
Certainly you can. If you've got a desire to do something with other materials, recycle, upcycle, if you're interested in using tools, figuring out how to build your skills, DIY classes are great for that. It's low pressure. You don't need to know anything. We provide all the tools, all the safety materials, all the instruction. All you need to do is show up and have a good time and go home with something that you built.
Right. So they can find out about the class on the website, when it's going to be, where it's going to be, exactly what time, all of those kind of things.
Absolutely.
And they can find out if there's fees involved and all of those kind of things.
Again, that address is diy.restoreeco.org.
Okay. And your Facebook page again?
Facebook.com/RestoreECO.
All right. Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for being with us again.
It's been my pleasure. Thanks.
And hopefully the next time we have you, we'll be planning another class, another DIY class. So that'll be wonderful.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank all of you for joining us today. If you have questions, don't forget to give me a call at 330-455-5997, or you can email me at cindypetitti@gmail.com, or better yet, stop in at the store and bring us what your question is at 5828 Columbus Road in Michelin Township, right there on the corner of Columbus and Broadway. We want to thank all of you again for listening, and have a blessed week.